What do you get
I don't think so.
when you cross
I think
a
we're
mentally
done
ill
with you,
loner
Joe.
with
VTubers.
that abandons him and beats him like trash?
Call the police,
I'll
Gene.
tell you what you
Call
get.
the police.
Chase.
Either way, I'm still going to be working in a technocratic dystopia where I have to work 80 hours or more just to get my basic needs met, while elitists are sitting around laughing at us, etc. So it doesn't really matter to me.
Chase, at least for most of what has been discovered, is really named Joel Thomas. Although based on recent autism, it's been found that most of this information is a phile dox. His name, based on the newly found information, seems to just be Chase. But despite the new information, I'm still going to talk about this because, regardless of the Kiwi phile dox, it's still interesting, and likely Chase won't do anything further, as after the new docs came out, he apparently DFE'd, so it's probably accurate. Although, you'll see later, he's not truly gone. Now, the original man who was assumed to be him, Joel Thomas, is an animal-abusing Satanist and general weirdo. He has anime shit, or I think anime, since a photo of him has what looks like that Naruto big-faced jacket and some Goku thing in the background. In his past, he decapitated a dog with 2 other people and planted the head onto a fence. They reportedly took the dog into an alleyway and stabbed it several times, before repeatedly kicking it and then cutting the head off. As you can guess, such horrendous actions received proper punishment. The law clearly hit them with proper justice. $500 fine and basically no jail time. As I mentioned, this is likely not the real Chase, but I think it's funnier to assume it is. But hey, Chase, until you prove it's not you, we can't be certain. So until it's proven the Twitch channel ran by the Twitter user @Case446 and any accounts connected to it, such as Twitch, Reddit, Further, is not in fact owned by a dog-killing Satanist, I and anyone else bearing witness must assume that it is in fact owned by such a person until you yourself prove otherwise. He's your average pole and bant user, talking several times about dog killing and blacked and other degenerate shit. This guy is the type of fag who always acts like everything is trolling. His obsessive hyperfixation of dogs and dog pills and knots are also just trolling. The retweeting of dog fucker obsessive degenerates is also just trolling. That you do, in fact, follow dog fuckers, retweet dog fuckers, and interact heavily with dog fuckers. He saved even more images. In fact, he saved images of that sort, such as of a pig fucking an anime woman in order to supposedly troll the chuds, along with posting images of insects fucking girls and saying you'd fuck a bug if you could. I'll pass, Chase, and I think anyone else really would. I'm getting ahead of myself, though. But come on, imagine using poll in current year +7. The shit is legit just bots. Hell, most of Fortunes is.
I'm a brat pod, fat gay nigger pedophile, child predator, no pussy in a while. Oh my, I found you, nigger. Don't you run from me, little nigger. You are not based enough. You're not red-pilled enough!
What caught the attention of VTuber-obsessed dweebs was when his Discord, unironically called Zoomer Chan, was exposed. It was used for flagging and running gay ops. General cringe, but also for general degenerate conversation and lots and lots and lots of pornography. I mean, I looked through a ripped copy of it, and I just see a bunch of pornography, like just massive amounts, especially of furry and anime, along with, the general anime obsessed, terminally online cringe, was some pretty funny stuff about how he'd boast about responding to VTubers or Twitter people. In the folder text channel bot IMG_6288 and similarly named ones were just screenies of him saying random shit in response to the pink rabbit, who will come up later. Pretty gay, if I do say so myself, especially since he almost certainly believes this is incredibly cool and top-tier trolling. Somewhat weird, though, considering how obsessed he is with general VTubers and anime shit, but some pink chud rabbit is the line crossed too far. Schizos, man. Of course, this isn't some of the weirdest stuff on his Discord. In fact, for Discord standards, this is pretty normal because they are weirdo bags. What is weird, but also hilarious, and telling of his character as the conversation is taking place. And I was looking through these, and I'm going to be honest, it's just funny to look and think that there are actual people like this. So some examples include Chase talking about how B is banning AI-generated child exploitation in an almost sullen way. Chase talking about how good his OPSEC is. Gnarled, who is someone who'll come up even later, in particular, is stating that he has an online presence too strong for doxing in response to Chase. That's in reference to Chase, that Chase is too strong online to be doxed, because he has so many links in his Linktree page, and how that apparently means any name on them would be fake. The entire time spelling dox with 2 X's and sounding retarded in general, followed by Chase acting like a fart sniffer and talking about how he's made a statement saying Zoomer-chan wasn't responsible for the attack, like he's the leader of a terror sect, which is only accurate if you believe turbo dweebs are insurgents. Some random loser in his Discord talking about how unsocial he is and how he doesn't like other people and wants to go around killing people. Not Chase, but you are who you associate with. Chase and Gnarled using some Discord user phone and talking to random guys about dog pilling, and Chase talking about how it gets him going and he doesn't want to get horny. Luckily, they at least asked for the users' ages and hung up if they were teenagers. So he's at least not some groomer or pedophile.
White boy summer, écolo j'roule en panzer, les gauchos dans mon viseur, économiste pour un Hummer, wawa white boy summer, on t'agresse même au cutter, on fracasse tout en douceur, pour les vacances fume un dealer, white boy summer.
Although Gnarl did bring up how awesome it would be if they were Cooney pilled. Him saying gore isn't something people want to see right below him talking about seeing dog pill videos on Kick. Most of these interactions, you see the familiar face of, Gnarled. He's kind of like a crony, okay? A dick rider, as the Zoomers say. Which makes sense for a literal homosexual. And he's involved as sort of a catalyst of the trip to the farms. Now eventually, some guys in the VTuber thread came across and started laughing their asses off at these people, as they just kept flagging the pink rabbit, aka Pippa Pipkins, and acting like annoying asses. Now this didn't bring the big cheese, the big dog if you will, the Giga Chad Chase. Rather, it brought Gnarl to the farms. A literal homosexual, okay, the little crony. And as you could guess, What he'd do from his Discord messages, he started dick riding and acting like a general retard in the Kiwi thread. Eventually, though, it seems like gnarled DFE'd his account, which is annoying to say the least, as I'm trying to look through stuff. This led to Chase coming from the woodwork and trying to dismiss his weirdo gay shit, and the first supposed image of his face gets posted. Chase was assing around in the VTuber thread before almost immediately getting doxxed from his username. Literally, world record time.
Come on, baby, so, oh, pretty baby, I love you so.
And so a small post in the easy-to-track username hole of shame, he started ramping up and eventually earned himself a proper thread. This thread is basically just a compilation of the larger single posts made in the hole of shame into one larger OP. But back to Chase's posts, he eventually was just spamming and being such a noob to the extent of not even knowing how to properly quote, while having the goal to say the site just circle jerks about Plebit and YouTube posts, and that some guy should go back, despite him literally using Reddit in his Discord.
Well, let's go, a little sweetheart. That's what we can always be together. Come on, let's go again. Let's go.
When asked about his degenerate bestiality postings, he explains himself in the most eloquent way of why he just had to post an image of a pig mounting an anime girl, and it's because it's a meme, and it's meant to filter out normies. Again, coming from the guy who browses Newpole, and that the image is pretty mild to Discord and 4chan standards. Funnier still is when he tried calling for a personal army, talking about how animal control Kiwis should get started on Pippa because she supports a groomer, even further calling her fans degenerate. I mean, he's accurate, but it's the pot calling the kettle black. Now, who's Pippa, the woman just mentioned? Well, Pippa Pipkin is some VTuber chick that people soy boy about. Chase essentially declared jihad against her, but why? Why some random video game playing pink thing which attracts autists? Why dedicate a trolling Discord to organize an attempt at mass reporting and general trolling in comments, performing and planning gay ops with such effort to spend hours and hours each day just obsessing over her? Well, it's because she started using 4chan dog whistles in her streams.
Let me word it like this. I feel like there is a pursuit of sex and pleasure rather than a pursuit of fulfillment. Rather than looking for a fulfilling relationship, rather than living a fulfilling life, there is a desire to have a bunch of sex.
And he wanted to protect the board because she started saying shit like kek and based or some other things in order to appeal to an underserved market niche, and he believed this was killing his home board of Pole, one of, if not the most active and used boards on 4chan, and is in every way a shell of its former self and full of siege fans, bots, feds, and the normies he claims to hate, where basically everything in the catalog is either coon-bait or demoralization posts. Literally, basic business led to him obsessing over a bunny. So basically, he's autistic. Now, he's made other reasons, specifically that he's really doing this because of Zax, who I think is Pippa's boyfriend. I'm not sure. Apparently he claims they met and started dating when she was underage, except this seems like some excuse to try and paint himself as noble after the fact. I don't know if this is true or not. It could like be a lie, it could be an exaggeration, and he was like 19 and she was 17 or something. I know Twitter obsessed soy boys call that evil if you're like 2 years older than her, you know, but the second she turns 18, she's allowed to make an OnlyFans and, you know, do crack. But, you know, if you're dating her when she's 17, you're 19, you're literally, you know, Hitler. I was gonna say Satan, but, you know, they don't believe in that. They believe he's a good guy. Now, despite his trolling efforts, it seems to not have affected her whatsoever. Only some small Twitter bans which don't really do anything, and him seething in silence. Although, according to the Discord, a number of bans weren't even because of him. They were just because of some other people, probably other soy boy Twitter users, who reported her. So his trolling has really done nothing. Others have been more successful than him, despite not organizing the same way he does, and the only reaction she's had was making a small reference to make fun of him, specifically in a way which doesn't give him clout or attention from her little group of autists.
Nobody wakes up as a content creator and is like, yeah, I fucking want people to hate my guts. I want fucking schizophrenics that murder dogs to harass me and shit, right? Nobody wants that.
So the only little crumb of his trolling efforts, the only fruit it bore, was her making an offhanded comment.
White boy summer, écolo j'roule en panzer, les gauchos dans mon viseur, économise pour un Hummer, wawa white boy summer, on t'agresse même au cutter, on fracasse tout en douceur, pour les vacances fume un dealer. White boy summer, écolo j'roule en panzer, les gauchos dans mon viseur, économise pour un Hummer, wawa white boy summer, on t'agresse même au cutter, on fracasse tout en douceur, pour les vacances fume un dealer.
Now there's some more humorous things. Him being tricked into believing some Kiwi was really Pippa's transgender sister.
Wait. I thought you said they were twins, but they weren't biological twins. This is starting to sound like bullshit. Which I kind of thought it was, but I don't know if I believe you guys. So, yeah, I don't know. This is starting to sound a little far-fetched.
Him making personal army posts on Poll about them being infiltrated, and his little spat with Turkey Tom, and trying to cuck his girlfriend, and appealing to him by talking about how Kiwis mega-doxed his girlfriend, again with 2 X's, and probably kidnapped his firstborn, and the Kiwis have been putting soy into his water to turn the frickin' turkeys gay. Now, I can agree on the final part with him. You know, these interesting developments are currently happening, though. I'd recommend looking out as he's faked his death. Literally a couple days as of recording. Although nobody in his little community cared. He came back, had a thought-up story arc which got ruined by Pippa blocking him, and now he's back under a new name. So, basically, even as I record this, funny stuff is still going on. I think, you know, he's gonna keep going. Because autists never change. He is in all regards a newsbag troll. A pretty shitty one, considering he uses Discord, and his targets have only acknowledged him in brief occasions to insult him. It's funny to watch the monkey dance though, so Chase, I want you to know that even if Pippa ignores you, it just means she's really butthurt about it. And let me tell you, the Kiwis are seething too. So keep going, you little man. Keep going.
Justice.